Hi, how's everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for joining me, Steph. Let's see if I can highlight a comment. Oh my gosh, look at me. Look at me go. Okay. Welcome to Bad Crafts with Rin, which is also Goal Getter Stream 1 of 26. So at the beginning of the year, actually, let me make a local recording in case my crafts turn out to be. We are crafting, Rose, but only bad crafts are allowed. Only bad crafts. This is my this is the vibes. So that's the vibes. So prepare yourself. But let me start a recording. I'll just do another greeting. That's those of you that were here for the raw greeting. You'll get 2 greetings. But I'm going to start a local recording, a high quality local recording, in case my craft ends up being good and I can use the recording for the other part of my goal. Greetings and welcome to Bad Crafts with Rin. I'm Rin. Kitty is here. Well, there you go. That says it all, you know. So at the beginning of the year, I gave myself the goal of like start a YouTube channel, but I gave myself 2 input goals to determine that it had been successful or not, and they were go live 26 times and post 26 videos. Now, there's like 70-ish days left in the year, so this is doable, but I'm gonna have to be like really productive. So what I want to do is just have these like cozy, chill, gentle co-working, productivity, friends hanging out, working on projects together. Those are the vibes. So I am going to do a top-down camera of like what I'm doing and all of that. But, you know, it's not like a crafting tutorial where I'm going to show you like start to finish. Here's the thing that I made and this is how we're going to make it. This will be more like what does it look like when I'm trying to learn something new. So just very chill. I just want it to be cozy. I don't want it to feel hustle culture-y. No hustle culture vibes. Just like, yes, we've got goals. We want to work on them. We want to be chill and chat with our friends while we work on them. That's the vibes. So if you want to craft something, please let us know what you might craft, what you might work on, or game, or if you're working, or if you just want to chat, if your goal is just to chat with some cool people, you know, let me know. What are the goals? Your gentle goals with no stakes. Your gentle, no stakes goals. Welcome, Rose, and welcome to Steph. Steph is ready to craft terribly, which I'm very happy. I'm very happy Steph is ready to craft terribly. Thank you so much. You're also very cute. I can just tell you look cute today, and I know Rose looks cute today as well. I just know it. It's just a chat of cuties. So, all right, let's go to the desk and I'll just kind of chat through what my craft is gonna be. I just need to... Yeah. Okay. Let me just add just a gaggle of cuties. What do you think a group of cuties is called? You know how like a group of butterflies is a kaleidoscope, and a group of crows is a murder. What would a group of cuties be? A patootie of cuties? I just want to add a way to get the chat on. Yeah, I think I just figured it out. Oh, heck yeah. Okay, look at me go. Look at me go. Mike is selling. Yes, it is. Okay. Yeah, Mike is, there we go. There we go. I had not muted the video camera that I use for these top-down shots in this OBS session before because I've never used it on like just a chill crafty web stream. So there's probably going to be other things that emerge similarly. So, but hey, when I can figure out a problem and clear it, that's almost better than no problems, because then I learn, if it ever happens again, what to do. Okay, I think we're safe to go. Just gonna turn off my keyboard so when Kitty inevitably gets furious, she can come and stomp all over it and not end the stream. So basically, here's what I'm thinking, friends. I'm thinking, what if I make a dupe for a Louise Carmen notebook? That is my current thought. And if you don't know what a Louise Carmen notebook is, I will get my tablet and show y'all. Let me turn the brightness all the way up on the tablet so that I can show you, but they're pretty simple in design. So I think it is very doable. But let's see. Louise Carmen products. So this is a French company. Oh, those are very cute, Steph. I've seen those little books. So let me get a mouse so I can continue to highlight comments so people know what I'm reacting to. But Steph says, I don't know if you've seen those fun sticker roomscapes where you build the room with stickers. She started it last night and she's been very bad at it so far. So let's keep that going. Support, full support. 100%. I have seen those books where you have all the stickers to build the little scape, whatever, whether it's a room or the woods or whatever. And so I think that would be really fun to do, and I want to do one day. So Steph, once you're good, you can teach me. Hanan, hello, how are you? We're doing bad crafts. Do you have a craft you can be bad at? You don't have to. You can also read if you want to, or just chill and vibe and hang out and chit chat with us. But Steph is being bad at stickers, and I'm being potentially bad at making a high-end notebook. Okay, Louise Carmen, the notebooks. So I'm gonna make a medium-sized one, which is about, well, in European, I think that's A5. Sorry, I just have to figure out where to hold the tablet, so I'm not gonna pick up this, which lamp, that's the big light. Damn, okay. Cursed by the big light again, and then you'll be vibing hard. I appreciate that. The M on Louise Carmen, so the website's louisecarmen.com, and the medium size I think is A5 because you're a French company. So I will be working on that, but that's essentially, for those of you in the US, which is 2/3 of you, heavily international audience today. That's an 8.5 by 11 folded in half, just about. So this is the Honore, which is one of the two I'm considering. Or the Honore. And essentially what it is it's just one sheet of leather, and it has some, another sheet on the inside to make a pocket. And then it is held together with elastic bands. Essentially, that's it. So it's a very simple design, okay? So totally something that I am capable of executing. So that's the Honore. It is 151 euros. I do want to say about the price of Louise Carmen that their prices are very fair for what you're getting in terms of how they're made, because they are all bespoke. So it is 150 for a genuine leather bespoke notebook. Is that is a totally fair price. And I'm not making my own because I don't think that's a fair price so much as because I just wanted to craft. I just wanted to craft. I thought it would be cool. I wasn't sure how much I would use it, but I will talk about the problem I'm trying to solve here in a second. And then they're just held in the notebook with the elastic band. So this is Honore. That's option one. And then option two is, and I think this one is very popular / famous with them, which is the road book. Okay. So the road book is no pocket. So we can see a little bit better. You can see how it's got multiple notebooks in it, and you just use whatever A5 notebooks you want in it, and it's infinitely, and they're held in by elastic bands on the spine like this. There you go, you have that. Okay, and so this one can hold 6 notebooks, I want to say, and the Honore holds 4. And the big difference is just this one doesn't have that pocket. So really, I'm just trying to decide, do I want to do a pocket or not? I'll tell you my hesitation on why I don't want to do a pocket, which is that it would require me to sew 2 pieces of leather together, and just generally, that's not something I enjoy doing. That's literally it. I just don't want to do it because I don't have a leather sewing machine, and sewing leather is difficult. There's a lot of friction. I don't want to. I don't want to. Okay, I just don't want to. I don't. That's it. All right. So let's talk about the problem I'm trying to solve, and that is the notebook situation. So basically, here's the deal. I only like one kind of style of notebook, and that is off-white pages with a 1/4 inch dot grid, and that's it. That's it. That's all I ever want to write in. And I have tested all different kinds through the years. Moleskines, hate Moleskines, hate them. Okay. This one I keep just because it's Pac-Man, but I bought it before I realized I hated Moleskines. I've tried using giant tablets. Giant tablets can work good for the planning stage. I have made ones myself over the years. I can do these spiral bindings very easily. That's a very easy style for me. The last time I made a coffin, coffin-shaped project. So I just have, as you can see, there is no organization to the notebook situation either. So this is the other problem. You know, is that essentially I can make notebooks for anything that I want to myself. That's very easy for me. That's a craft that I am not bad at. So what I don't have though is like a sensible way to organize notebooks and like to take them around with me and to what now? Why would I buy? These are 5x5 dry erase stickers. Like sometimes I find stuff like that and I'm like, what problem was Pastorin trying to solve? I don't know. I don't know what problem Pastorin was trying to solve. So, all right. Thank you very much, Hanan. I'm so glad. Getting this top-down view is actually quite the pain in the ass, so I appreciate you appreciating it. Yeah, I do like grids. Like this is a grid, a graph grid. And if I can't get dots, I will get graph. So my preference would be dot grid, 1/4 inch, graphed 1/4 inch, and then finally line. I'd rather have plain and then lines. But that's just because I am going to do stuff like that. Like what we're going to do today, which is we're going to have a planning session. And then, Steph said, I was looking for a plain old no date planner for work yesterday, and Jared kept handing me tall ones, and I was like, I can't do it. I'll never use it. Yeah. So like the reason that I'm drawn to the medium size, which is the basically 8.5 by 11 folded in half kind of a deal, is that that's like a good notebook size, I think, for just me personally. So what attracts me to this style of notebook is that you can switch out the notebooks. So I feel like this would give me a way to have my notebooks with me so I wouldn't just be grabbing whatever notebook is, because basically like I lose some ideas sometimes because I can't like find them again easily because whatever I wrote it down on is gone now. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the problem I'm trying to solve. All right, so we're gonna plan in this. Right now, let me show you the leather. I am flattening the leather because it came on a roll and it was remembering the curve from the roll a little bit. So I've just been using those weights on it. Look at this. It's almost good. I could wet, I just need to wet this edge, but probably what it is I won't use that edge. Okay, so we have 12 by 24 leather to work with here. But essentially, it's just a trifold at the end of the day. At the end of the day, it's just a trifold. All right, so here's the leather. We just need to hang this somewhere. Here we go, I found a spot. But I also have material somewhere in my house that's like not leather, like a faux leather, and we're probably going to try to make our sample version out of that, just as proof of concept. So let's talk about how we would plan the road book. Okay. So, and I might be able to zoom in just a little bit to where y'all can see a little bit better. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. So let's get a pen. I like to design in pen because you have to be perfect the first try, and that pressure really helps me. Okay, let's call this Louise Carmen Road Book, because that is what I think we're going to end up with. And what is it? It's an A5 trifold leather folio. Okay, so things to keep in mind. What is the size of the things that are going to go in it? So if the goal is to put in notebooks that are made from 8.5 by 11 paper folded in half, it's going to hold, it's got to hold 5.5 by 8.5. Or so we want it to be bigger than that. My thought is make it so when it's folded shut, it's 6 by 9. That gives me a 1/4 inch kind of all the way around for like wiggle room and stuff. So let's say 6 inches by 9 inches when folded. That's the smallest we would possibly want it. It might be better for it to be more like 6.5. I think the 9 is fine, but I think the 6.5, maybe we would want to do 6.5, but we'll see. We'll do 6 by 9 to start with. So let's talk about what we know. So already we know 6 by 9. So I'm gonna make, let's see, 6. And then we're gonna have, I'm gonna do it with a dotted line, but there's gotta be like a, like I have to kind of make a spine. I think I want my spine to be, because it's gonna be folded, like you're gonna wrap it. It's not gonna be, like I'm not gonna press creases into it basically. And then we're gonna have to have its second spine. Now in the Louise Carmen, this final flap does not go all the way across, okay? So I've noticed it's about 40% or so of the width. It's not all the way. Okay. All right, now on these spine pieces, and I'm gonna make an enlargement of the spine. We'll do a little spine piece here. On these spine pieces, there are 3 eyelets. And then they each have a buddy eyelet. So there's a total of 12 of these eyelets. And the cording comes through here. So the cording comes in from the inside out of this top hole. Then it goes back inside here. Then it runs along the inside where it comes out here again, then goes back in, and then they're tied off on the inside. So again, pretty simple construction in terms of the elastic as well. I know the Louise Carmen come with extra elastic, so we might want to make an emergency elastic pocket. Question mark, question mark, question mark. And that's just because elastic, even very high quality elastic, and I have some here, elastic just frays, and there is a lot of texture on, there's not texture, friction on between leather and elastic. So in order to do this, oh my gosh, am I gonna get in here at all? Am I gonna get into the elastic? All right, so I got this brown because I thought with the yellow, this would be nice. Let's find the yellow. Let's see them next to each other. You can let me know if you like it or not. And let me know how your crafts and vibes and crafts are going. Oh, it's a nice combo actually, quite nice, quite nice. The brown warms up the yellow a bit. I don't know if you can, if you'll notice a difference on camera. But, so just the yellow by itself. And then it gets a little, it feels a little golder with the brown. So we have plenty of cording. The leather I spent about $30 on. So we have, in terms of, if we're keeping track of the price, we have about $100 because worth of stuff we can add to it before we're at the same price as a Louise Carmen. Okay, so you can see, even if you can make your own, you're not really, if the goal is to save money, you're not going to save that much money. Okay, all right, so we've got that. The other thing that Louise Carmen does, because they are bespoke, is they can put charms on them during the manufacturing process. And so I thought, why not see if we can find some charms in my charm bin that we might want to add to ours. Okay. So I have a friend who did a lot of importing of charms and hardware for a while for their crafting stuff. And they sent me this thing that has like just leftovers when they had one or two and they couldn't sell them anymore. So maybe something in here will strike our fancy. I do love this telephone, but I think it might be too big, but that's kind of funny. Her style is very vintage, so we're gonna get a lot of vintage stuff in here. Look at all these keys. Who was into keys, Joni? Door knockers. I don't go through this that often. Oh, jump rings. We're gonna need these. Okay, there's a whole thing of jump rings. We're gonna be okay. All right, so we've got keys. We've got 2 kinds of keys. We've got actual like keys, and then we have these flat back charm keys that are flat on one side. So we have plenty of options in the key department. I have a couple locks. I wonder if I should try to, so the way that this would work is, see, no, we wouldn't want to do this because the whole reason why they have a elastic is so that you can put any notebooks of any size in there. And so we don't want keys. Okay. So we wouldn't want to lock because then we wouldn't be able to adjust it. All right. I have this hand. I gotta say, the hand I'm really feeling. Why? Couldn't tell you. Maybe because it looks a little bit spooky, but this hanging off the side of something. Okay. All right. I have some options, so we will make sure that we include some of these. Okay. So we are going to be able to get some charms on here. Again, that's just kind of like how people like to do it. So we will zhuzh it up as well. We'll find a way. Okay. So let's see. Okay, so in addition to emergency elastic pocket will be charms. Okay, so we've got some charms we'll play around with as well. All right, so the big thing that's going to determine the width of the whole thing is what is the gap between the eyelets, okay? If the gap is right here, this is a 1/4 inch. So if the gap is a 1/4 inch, or if it's a 1/2 inch, is going to majorly determine the width of the spine. So let's just place them on a piece of scrap cardstock and see how we know. Let's use, let me try and find some craft text, because I left the room. If the audio changed, that's why. I'm hunting for craft text because I don't know where it is. So, because we moved my office and I haven't needed to use it since we moved my office. So now it's like, okay, but where did I put it? Because I did not put it in my office, which would have been very smart of me. But you know, this is being bad at crafts. This is part of being bad at crafts, is not knowing where your tools are. You know, so it's an important step. You know, I'm gonna go check the pantry downstairs, and you might be thinking that that's a crazy place to check. Why would you check the pantry? But you know what? That's where everything in my house goes. So let's find out. If the mic should be able to go down to the pantry, but if I cut out, it's because I walked too far from the receiver. All right. Going to the pantry. Oh yeah. Immediately. There it is. Okay, so it is in the pantry. And it's in a really awkward spot. Man, Pastor Ann hates me so bad. Hi, kitty. Hi. I know. Well, I'm not happy either. Okay. Yeah. I am my own biggest op. Oh, no, don't die. Okay. No, it's fine. It's fine. I got it. I got it. I'm fine. Kitty. But why do you hate me though? Huh? Okay, friends, I found it. And I didn't even die. So, love that for me. All right. I have this kind of orangey brown, which is a similar color. So, let's use this. Let me zoom back out. Alrighty. And so this material is called Craft Tex, KRAFT-TEX. And what this is a loomed paper with a leather-like consistency and durability. So it can be kind of a good substitute for leather when you're working on a project. Okay, so let's see. Bring the cat. You need to see my pantry actually. Bring the cat. Next crafting live, we sort through the pantry. Rid knew I wanted the craft to be bad. Okay, something, my chat glitched, so I'm just seeing a bunch of messages now. Friends, I'm so sorry that I've been missing some of your messages, but let me do that. Okay, so okay, so sorry, I'm like so behind. Oh my gosh, the last message I got was when Steph told me about the planner she was looking for, and so I haven't seen any comments since then. So let me catch up. So this is this is the last comment I saw. I hate to break it to you, but this might be a good craft. It's true. But, Rose, my goal for bad crafts eventually is for me to work on crafts specifically not related to like the work that I do in any way whatsoever that I want to be better at. So like I want to get back into my mixed media art and things like that. And so I do want to do bad crafts as well at some point, just because the key to being good at a craft is to be bad at it first. Okay, so Hanan agrees. Yeah, you have a crown because you're the #1 yapper. Yeah. When it comes to yapping, you will always be number one. Don't worry about it. I'm a natural. Yeah, Hanan. We would never want you to be dethroned as the number one yapper. I don't think. You know, we will always want you to be the number one. Okay, we should use all available charms. Audio made it all the way to the pantry. Okay, excellent. All right, so house tour. Yeah, I think I have a thought that I can use the Insta360 gimbal with the iPhone to the Insta360 gimbal thing and the software Camo Studio to, if I do need to like roam around the house during streams, take you with me, but we're not there today. That's a lot of steps. I've now calculated the exact square footage of your home. Thank you, Hanan. I appreciate it. Bring the cat. Next crafting live, we sort through the pantry. Oh, I would rather die. I would rather die. I'll bring the cat. I'll show you if the cat comes in the room, I'll put her on the desk for you, Hanan. Past friend knew you wanted the craft to be bad and you were doing too well. It's true. It's true. Self-sabotage. It was on a shelf above my head, so I had to kind of climb up the shelves to get a box that also weighed something close to 50 pounds off over my head. Rin said, do you want the house tour? Yeah. Leave a like and a comment if you want to see the house tour. Kitty, Hanan loves you. Okay. Okay. Or if you're me, to be bad at it always. This is also fine, you know, because whether or not a craft is successful in my mind, if you're doing it as a hobby, is are you having fun? Because if you're having fun, then you're winning, even if everything you make kind of looks bad. You know what I mean? Yeah. If this video gets 1,000 likes, we'll do a house tour. Okay, it's up to the cat. All right. Okay. It's up to the cat. Okay, we'll see what Kitty wants. Okay, so this is Craft Text. I rolled it the other direction. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get like about a 3 by 4 inch piece of it that we can experiment on. So on one side of this, we'll mark out 1/4 inches in between, and on the other side we'll do 1/2 inch, and then we'll see how we feel. And I'm just gonna mark the craft text with a pen, so and then once we have made one successfully out of craft text, then we'll make one out of the leather. This is me with cross stitch. Never do it enough to finish any projects. This is me with cross stitch. This is making me want to start a sewing project. Yeah. I also have an ongoing sewing project with my sister. However, that I think is going well. Okay, so on this side, we're gonna do the 1/2 inch, and on this side, we're gonna do the 1/4 inch, okay? So I'm gonna kind of roughly find the center. And I'm just gonna make sure that at least one is on the center. All right, and then I'm gonna come over a 1/2 inch. I already think 1/2 inch is gonna be too big, but we'll do it. We may do a 1/2 inch apart top to bottom, but a 1/4 inch apart. So this is a 1/2 inch, so our circles are gonna go, our eyelets are gonna go here, 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 and here. And what I think is they may be too wide, but we won't know until we have the eyelets in. And then down here, we're gonna do quarter inch, quarter inch, quarter inch. And then off, what we may end up doing is doing like 3/8, the dreaded 3/8. All right, so now I'm gonna punch 1/8 inch holes at the intersection of all of these lines for the eyelets. And I'm gonna use a okay, this is a giant hole punch. It has I keep magnets in old prescription bottles so they can't, if they stick to things, they can't snarl. But this thing attracts all the magnets in the drawer it's stored with. What this is this is a hole punch for leather and things like that, thick materials, cardboard, chipboard, things like that. It's called a Big Bite, and it's from a company called We Are Memory Keepers. But you can see the blade comes out here, and there's two different sizes. There's 3/8 and 1/8, or sorry, 3/16 and 1/8. And I'm gonna use 1/8, okay? But see how long its throat is? So you can get, I think 6 inches, I wanna say, into a material to punch the hole, which is really the important part. And it also is an eyelet setter. So that's what this nipple is, okay? If I switch it to that, you can see how that part's gonna come down and set an eyelet. All right. So it can punch holes for 3/16 and 1/8 inch eyelets, and it can set 3/16 and 1/8 inch eyelets. Okay. Anyway, the only thing that's awkward about it is I can't like show you very easily the actual punching mechanism. Here we go. See how like this blade that came down is 1/8, and then this other blade here, if I move this switch, that other blade will come down and be 3/16. All right, and there we go. So now we have, see, punched right through. So I just need to do that for all the rest. All right, so there's the 6 there. And now we'll do the 6 here. All right. Yeah, 1/4 inch seems a little small to me, but we'll set the eyelets and we'll go from there. Okay, let me get a trash can, or a recycling bin is actually what I need. Let me get that. All right, so now let me get some eyelets. All right, so let's bring back our material. So these are the colors that we're working with. So you can see my craft text is pretty similar. So we'll get a pretty good idea of vibes. These are eyelets with a 3mm aperture, and this cord is 2mm. So the cord should go right through these eyelets without snagging too much. And we've got like an oiled bronze, a nickel, a brass, and like a gunmetal gray, I would say. And I think for the yellow, we'll go with the oiled bronze. But for this one, I'm just gonna use the silver, the nickel. What stuff about XP? What do you mean? Oh, yeah. It's the engagement thing. Yeah. It's like to give it to incentivize commenting and stuff. Now, I'm not gonna close these eyelets because we can get an idea of whether or not we like the placement. I think we probably all have 75 because this channel, like, you are the most active people on this channel ever because this is the first video. But we should all have that much. If only, Hanan, if only, if only it translated into YouTube giving us money, that would be so good. That would be so good. But YouTube is stingy. For sure. All right, friends. Here we can, ooh. Well, I dropped it and lost it forever. So apparently my genius plan to not set the eyelets has been not as genius as I thought. So I know you're surprised. I know you're surprised. Okay. So looking at this, I just don't think, friends, I like that distance top to bottom. But I also think I'm going to put the eyelets down here and I'm not going to like the distance side to side. So I think what we'll probably be doing is splitting them. Bye, Steph. Oh, should we all join Steph's sprints? What time are they, Steph? Yeah, we have sprints on Steph's channel. To read Buffalo Hunter Hunter or whatever you choose to read. They're in an hour, right? Yeah, they're in about an hour. Okay. All right. So see, top to bottom, that's a better distance, but side to side, I think we unfortunately have to go between a 1/4 inch. I think we have to go between, I think this is the right distance top to bottom. They're in 10. Oh no. Nah. Well, I'll also be joining sprints in spirit. So I think what we need is halfway between this and this, which is 3/16. So let me draw that out. And we'll try again. Okay. So what I can do, sorry that I'm chewing, but I have not been eating today. Next time I'll mute though. Okay. So I'm going to draw a 3/16. Okay, Hanan, I believe you. You're holding me together, you and Rose. You're the only thing keeping the crafts from being real bad is your belief in me and your support as some of the most importantest commenters on this channel of all time, honestly. I know that you probably feel that burden and you take it really seriously. Okay, so my genius plan is not going to work because these are too close together, so I'm going to have to, I can only reuse one set of holes. I'm eating a walnut sour cream filled cookie. The rat army believes in me, and that's important because where are we without our rat army, you know? Nowhere, that's where. All right, so these are 3/16 apart widthwise and a 1/2 inch apart height-wise. Yeah, this is it, isn't it? We can already tell. I feel like we're all in agreement. I'm sensing agreement coming from the chat. That this is the combination. Yeah, the symmetry, the spacing, breathing room, but nobody's too far apart. This is it, yeah? I feel like that's that. Okay, so now we know, right? Now we know. Jack, let me chat. Yeah, heavy agreement and nodding. I thought so. I knew you were all, we were all fully aligned. I knew it. Jack has to chat until she's chatted more than Steph so she can push Steph down the leaderboard. Not YouTube silencing Jack. Oh, Jack's there. Let Jack speak. Okay. All right, so now we know that. Perfect. Yeah. Okay. All right, so now we'll add those notes to our notes. Yeah, the top three. I think it's the top three. Okay, perfect. All right, so we are making a Louise Carmen road book. Rose, fight back. Okay. So we decided yes, charms. We're gonna make as many charms happen as we can. All right, perfect. So let's update our notes. So it's charms, in parentheses, all of them, every single charm, right? Then eyelets. So we're saying eyelets are 3/16 widthwise and 1/2 inch vertical height-wise. Don't take my spot, please. I'm washing dishes. No one's gonna take your spot, Hanan. I feel very confident. So these are the winners. So I'm gonna put a little star next to the winner, and basically this is like, if I forget that I wrote all these notes, but I find this, which is very likely to happen, then I still know which one won. See, I have to outnote myself. You know, I have to try to outsmart future versions of myself. That's kind of always the goal. Okay, so if the holes are, so if we go back over here, if we're going 3/16 inches apart, okay, so it's 3/16 plus 3/16 is, I'm working on the spine measurement now. I'm gonna have to do some math, friends. And we're gonna have to math fractions, but it's okay. It's okay. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. I know everyone just had a flashback to like middle school or whatever, but you know, we're gonna get through it. Okay, so if we have three lines, all right, then we have 5 spaces because you have a space before the first line and a space after the first line. No, sorry. If we have 3 lines, we have 4 spaces. You always have one more space than you have lines because you have 1, 2, 3 lines. They have 2 spaces in between them and 2 spaces on the outsides. So it's, what we need is 12/16 actually. But basically what we are doing is 3/16 times 4. And this measurement is going to determine our spine. Okay, so 3/16 times 4 equals 3/4 of an inch. So the spine only needs to be 3/4 of an inch. That sounds so fake. That sounds so fake. No, that's totally fake. The spine is, I'm literally measuring it with a ruler. And the spine is, oh, because I made it 3/8, not 3/16. That's fine, that makes sense. So so if you math the correct fraction, which is 3/8, not 3/16, 3/8 times 4 is 1.5. Yeah, which is what this measurement is. So go figure. So all right, so our spine is 1.5 inches. This is what we've been waiting for. Spine 1.5 inches. Now we know that this is 6, 1.5, 6, 1.5, and then this is going to be 4. All right, so now we have 6 plus 1.5 plus 6 plus 1.5 plus 4. 12 plus 3 is 15 plus 4 is 19. The whole thing, 19 inches. Let's math that again. Let's use a fraction calculator. I'm confident that's correct, but like whatever. So the good thing about the fraction calculator is I can mix whole numbers and fractions. (19), I was correct. This measurement, top to bottom, is 9. So we know we need a 9 by 19 inch piece. So now, that is so good for us. That is so good for us. You see the vision now? You see the vision now, Jack? You see the vision? Jack, you can weigh in on whether or not you think I'm going to ultimately be bad at this craft or good at this craft. If you want to take the contrary position, then that would be that I would be bad at this craft. So far, we don't have a lot of people with faith that I'm going to be bad at this. Oh, Steph has sprints on now. Let me go turn on Steph's sprints so I can watch Steph's sprints at the same time as I am on this myself. But I'll keep it muted. It's mostly just to be should I play Steph picture in picture? Imagine. Okay. I'm just gonna get it up on the camera. Or get it up on my desk. Okay. All right, so now I am gonna make a paper template, and then we're gonna use that paper template to, well, to make the leather if the paper works. So let me get a sheet of 9 by 19 inch paper. Okay. This is a sheet of 13 by 19 inch paper. Okay. So we just need to get it down to 9 inches. All right, so I'm gonna make a few. Why do you want one, Jack? Are you trying to get in on the ground floor? I did actually say at the beginning that the Louise Carmen, I think, are priced very reasonably. So after watching the videos and seeing, you know, what goes into them and everything, I would say that I think they price them extremely reasonably. So if you've been holding off on getting a Louise Carmen because you weren't sure if it was like a good price or whatever, you know what I mean, then they seem to be very reasonably priced to me. Okay. But there are also people who make these on Etsy, I noticed. I'm just gonna mark my my 9 inches first and then come back and do my other inches. Okay, so now we have this line. So this is 6 inches. Then we have 1.5. I'm going to mark that out. Then 6 again from that line. Then 1.5 again. Oh, just wondering how much of an expert you have to be considered good at the craft. I would say this would be a very approachable craft, and that really it's where you would get hung up would be mostly with tools, I would say. So like, you know, do you have things to make the eyelets and stuff like that, you know? All right, so now we're gonna make our lines for our holes. So they're gonna be a 1/2 inch in from the top and then a 1/2 inch down from there for the second hole. And then we'll do the other side as well. Again, we're gonna do 1/2 inch down. So, but you could do it with just a piece of scrap leather and some kind of craft store tools. Rose, I don't know how you won. Maybe they thought Hanan left, but Hanan's coming for you now. I'm so sorry, Rose. I'm so sorry. Okay. All right, so now the tricky part is we want our center hole to be in the center of this like panel, right? So I have to find the center of 1.5 inches, which is 3/4 of an inch. So that's not so bad. We got lucky. But yeah, once you have a template, you can make a bunch of them. All right, and then we're gonna go over 3/16 or 3/8 actually, not 3/16, because the 3/16 was always fake. Oh, Kitty, Hanan, she's here. She's here. Kitty, you want to say hi? Emmer, you want to say, oh, looky there. She said, hey. Hello. And I can sometimes get her to look at the camera. Let's see. Kitty, do you have an announcement to make? Here. Uh-oh. I think Bad Craft Hour may be over. It may become Petting Kitty Hour instead. That may just be what happens. This is now a kitty ASMR stream. Good crafts with Kitty. I'm glad you all feel joy. I'm glad we got to have this moment together with Miss Kitty. Congratulations to Hanan for getting her crown back, for being the top commenter in Good Crafts with Kitty. Her name is Queen Kitty, and she goes by Kitty. Imagine if the algorithm just showed you this stream, like you were just a person on YouTube and this stream was suggested, and it's just cat purrs. You would be like, this is my favorite channel I've ever found on YouTube. Just a desk with nothing happening except a cat purring and some occasional soft-spoken commentary about the cat purring. In an update on the craft, though, I think we basically have our template, and it's gonna be pretty good, I think. Like, I do think... You had enough? Okay. Oh. She said, no, I have not had enough, actually. Changed my mind. All right, well, here are things I can do with one hand. I can show you my cookie that I made yesterday. So this is the walnut cookie. And it's pretty easy. It's just like a kind of vanilla short cookie type cookie, kind of like a chocolate chip cookie, just without the chocolate chips. And then the filling is walnuts, sour cream, and brown sugar. And it's the ratio is you have twice as many cups of walnuts as sour cream, and you have twice as many cups of sour cream as you have. No, it's walnuts are double the brown sugar, and the brown sugar is double the sour cream, I think is what it is. So it's like 2, 1.5. So yeah, you would just, if you wanted to make something similar, you would just do like a chocolate chip cookie recipe without any chocolate chips. Excuse me. You're not, you know, you don't get to eat cookies. All right. Okay. All right. Now, excellent. Okay. So, progress. Oh, she's committed. All right. Well, I think this may be it for episode 1 of Bad Crafts with Rin and episode 1 of Goal Getter 2025. Because, yeah, she just said, you know what? You've been yapping enough. You've been yapping enough. You got enough done. So we're going to leave it here. And what my plan is, just so y'all know, is I'm going to try, I had set myself a goal at the beginning of this year to go live 26 times on this channel and to post 26 videos to this channel. So for the last like little bit of the year here, I am going to try and go live pretty regularly, just like this. Very casual, very chill. We're just doing stuff together to wind down our afternoon, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? So that's kind of my plan, you know. And so they may take the form of like reading sprints sometimes, and they may take the form of like crafting, co-crafting or co-working or whatever. But I also I'm trying to get, so my sister is like not comfortable with public speaking and being on camera because she she just has anxiety around it. It's a very common type of anxiety. A lot of people have a fear of public speaking, but she wants to overcome it. And I also had the idea that she and I should react to the Passion Flicks Dark Brotherhood series, because I thought that would be hilarious. Like, that has to be hilarious. I mean, it has to be, right? Like, there's no way you can have a bad time watching that show. I just don't think, because it's either going to be like, it's either going to work in a way where it like definitely shouldn't, or it's going to be hilarious because it does not work at all. But either way, it has to be peak entertainment, I feel like. So I'm going to try and see if she's interested in doing that as like practicing, maybe for like being more comfortable on camera and things like that. Hanan, there is a channel here in the US called Passion Flicks, which is like Hallmark but with sex. And what they've been doing is they have bought the IPs of so many romance novel series and made them into TV series. And they did it with like Formula One romance novels. They did it with the Dark Brotherhood books from, who wrote the Dark Brotherhood books? Is it J.D. Robb? I don't know. But the Dark Brotherhood books, they did the Dark Brotherhood books. They're doing the Dark Brotherhood books now, I think. I think they're filming now. But they have, I just think it would be I just think a fantasy romance TV show like that has got to be, yeah. It's like spicy Hallmark, and they've been buying romance novels. Let me see if let me try and find something to show y'all. If I can find something to show you all, I'll just pop it on screen real quick. But let me try and find like. Oh, it's the Black Dagger Brotherhood. My bad. My bad. It's the Black Dagger Brother. Oh, they have 4 episodes. Oh my God. Okay. I gotta find a trailer somewhere though. Okay. You have no idea how excited I am about this. Okay, Passion Flicks Black Dagger Brotherhood trailer. Oh, I found the official trailer. Okay. All right. Let me see if I can get like a good full screen. Okay. All right. So I think I can do Oh, I can't. It's not letting me show you. It's got to be blocked, I think. Maybe not. Let's see. Oh, maybe. Okay. All right, so now I just need to add audio so y'all can hear it. Look at me go. Look at me on the fly doing stuff. Okay. Okay, so display capture, okay. And then we need to add an audio input capture. I'm just gonna call this headphones. And I'll just capture my headphones so that you can just hear what I hear. And that should work. Okay, let's see if it worked. Okay, the audio does not appear to be working, but that's okay because I am a woman in STEM. Okay. Oh. Let's think. Have I perhaps muted? Okay, so do you see them like, you can see them but not hear them, is that correct? Oh yeah, the wigs are incredible. I'm only asking because I can't hear them, which doesn't necessarily mean that you can't hear them. But Okay, so audio's not coming through because audio's not coming through the window, basically. Okay. Let me swap it back to the craft dust really quick. I mean, of course I could just put lots of jump cuts. Yeah. Black Dagger Brotherhood. Let me see if I can. Can you hear lo-fi right now? Just like a fireplace noise mixed with my voice. Because if you can, then I think I may have solved it. But if you cannot, I don't think I have. So let me know. Okay, I solved it, friends. I'll be right back. You're going to be so proud of me, I think, question mark, / hope. Okay. All right. So let's go back to the screen share. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. All right. I think this should now work. Oops. Oh, still no sound. Okay, let me try one more thing. Okay. All right, you can still hear me talking, then maybe I need to figure out a way to get a systems. I think there's a way to capture system sound with my microphone. So let me see if I can figure that out. Can hear me with a little echo. Oh yeah, because the microphone. Okay, so can you hear me? If you can hear me, let me know if it's doubled or not. I'm chewing very loudly right now, so you should be able to hear me. Okay. All right, perfect. Okay. All right, great. Okay, so all right, I'm now going to try this thing that I know conceptually can be done with my microphone, which is that I can run a system sound through it. I love how I'm trying to figure this out on the fly. Okay. So I think if I tell it that the system, the Firefox should output to System output road connect. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Did that work? Still no sound. Damn. All right, well, I guess they don't want us to be great. It's interesting that the sound is getting blocked, but not the video, because you would think that they would block the video first. But whatever. I'm not getting a copyright notice, so I think it's my broadcast series. Whoa. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to send you into infinity. There you go. Okay. I'm just going to post the link and we'll just all watch it together so that you all can see it. Because I just feel like it needs to be seen. But I closed it, so I now must search for it. Okay, I found it. I can at least post it in the chat. Yeah, I know, you got sucked into the Matrix. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that happened to y'all. Can you still hear me, friends? Audio is still okay on for me. Okay.
Vampires were created by the scribe virgin.
Okay, great. Great, thank you. All right, sorry. So despite all of that flurry of activity, we still have Her Majesty here. Oh, you can see how she bites out of love. She's a love, oh, she's gonna lick. Okay, you're just licking. You don't want them to see that you're a love biter. Oh, and you're so sleepy. You're so sleepy. Okay. Wait, you heard that? Vampires were created by something, something, something. Yes, yes, vampires were oh, so you did hear a little bit? For like a second? How are we, how did I do that? How did I do that, friends? How did I do it? Okay, well, I tell you what, I'm gonna, I'm gonna head out because she's now, oh, she left the desk, actually. I think we can go back to crafts, back to bad crafts. I think we can. All right, so she's gonna let us bad craft again. So that's the main thing. So let's at least get our template finished. She was like, adios. Okay, so now we're gonna finish marking out our template. So once again, our center is 3/4 of a no. kitty. Our center is 3/4 of an inch, so we'll draw the center first. Okay, and then I'm going to draw 3/8 to either side of that. Okay. And then flip it around and do 3/8 to either side of that. Okay. All right. Then this is the template for the whole thing. Now, you know. All right, so I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to put tape where I'm going to be punching holes, just so they won't tear, and we'll have a nice clean template. So let me get some tape. I'd really like some like packing kind of tape. Do I have any? I have gaffer tape, blue tape, more gaffer tape, Velcro tape. Nope, we're just gonna have to use Scotch tape, I think. I think that's all I've got in here at the moment, so. Okay, so I'm gonna use just Scotch tape. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put it over where I'm gonna be punching holes. Okay, so you can see what I'm saying, that there's no way, right? There's no possible way that you could watch the Black Dagger Hood show and have a bad time. This is my thought, right? I'm glad that you agree with me, Rose. I feel like you do. I mean, you didn't say that you did, but I felt it because we're all connected. Okay, you do agree. I could tell. I could tell. Hanan had a bad time watching the trailer because she feels the eyes are too piercing and the wig is too wild. I do think there's something about their vision in the something in the series about their vision. Or maybe there's a book where one of them's blind, and I think the male main character of one of the books is blind, or somehow visually impaired. Okay, all right, so now we have to cut this down to size, okay? So I have to get my really big ruler. So, anyway, we'll see if I can convince her, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. All right, so okay. So now we've got our template except for our holes. So, which is nice. All right. So let's punch our holes. I don't know where I put my hole punch. So that's problematic. Oh, there you are. Okay. Oh, I actually only need one set of holes. I don't need two sets of holes. I just need like a kind of equivalent amount of material on the other side. All right. See, this is why you make templates. Because if you're going to be realizing stuff, it's better to be realizing stuff on the template than to be realizing stuff on the leather that costs $30 for 2 square feet. Okay. All right. Okay, so this is how it works. The strings go here. This folds over, and this folds over. I think our spine's probably a little thicker than the Louise Carmen's. Now our spine is a hint, you know, more than anything else. Oh, yeah. Okay. So this is it. This is about the size of it. Do we think it's too thick? I do like having this much space on the spine, I think. Now, one thing we could do if we wanted to make it thinner is we could lose this, the 3/8 on either side, and slim the spine. But what if I want to stuff it with pretty thick notebooks? All right, you know what I say, and you may think this is a little reckless. I say we make it out of the craft text for proof of concept, just right now. Okay, now, craft text folds better in this direction, okay, than it does in this direction. So because of that, I want to put it widthwise so that it'll fold easier, yeah? So here's what I'm gonna do. First thing I'm gonna do is just cut what I need so that I don't have this whole big piece on my desk. I didn't realize I was gonna be so amazing at this craft that I wouldn't need to make multiples because I've cut too much craft text, I fear, but that's okay. Okay, now let me get my weights back. All right. Now, I'm gonna cut it in a way that I would describe as courageous and confident, which is that I'm literally just gonna cut it. I'm not gonna trace it out and then cut it out. So I just now there's a little bit that's off the table that I'm just going to cut with scissors. Okay, so now we're free on the bottom. And so I'm going to move off one weight so I can pull this down and cut a little bit more. I'm just feeling a couple areas where it didn't cut all the way through. Yeah. All right, and now we're just gonna cut. Okay, perfect. Okay. All right, so now we've got to make another turn. And we're just going to keep the weights. I'm just going to make sure we never move it without weights on it, and then we'll be fine. Okay, and now that we've got that started, just make room for our ruler, and then we can finish it off, and then we'll mark our holes, and then we'll basically have it. So, all right, Kitty's on the floor telling me things. All right. Just tracing my holes. And then we'll punch the holes and put the strings. All right, so we've got this. Excellent. Now, this is it though. I mean, it's happening. It's coming together. Okay. All right, so we'll get the chomper back out and chomp the holes. Yes, Kitty. How can I serve you? Yeah? You want to say hi to Hanan again? Is that it? Yeah. That's it. I knew that was it. I knew that was it. You wanted to say hi to Hanan. Yeah. Yeah, you did. All right. And now you're standing on it. Perfection. Are either of you reading Buffalo Hunter Hunter? I have it on hold, but I don't think it's going to come in time to buddy read. All right, there we go. We got the holes. All right. Ah! How exciting. How exciting, kitty. Okay. All right, so now that we have the holes, we need to put the eyelets. That's always a good question. You have to finish Malazan before end of year? All of the Malazans? Or just like the 10 main books? She's losing her summer coat right now, so she's I think she's kind of itchy. All right, now we've got to set the holes. So I'm going to use the gold eyelets. Oh my gosh. Look at this, looking like a book. Looking like a book. Oh, look how cool. Kitty Hanan supports you 110%. 132% even possibly. Could be higher. Could be higher. Okay. So now we're going to set these 6 eyelets with their grommets. What is your deal? Okay. Okay, so now I need to set these. Hi. And I just wanna, yeah, I think this is the one. Okay, yeah, all right, so I'm gonna have to get the correct eyelet setter. Size-wise, you never kind of exactly know which one. Yeah, her purr is very loud. Like if you're just in the room with her and she's just purring, you can hear her purr. It's amazing. Oh, I think I did this upside down though. Yeah, I did. Okay, there we go. Perfect. All right. So I've got the correct settings now. I had that first one not set correctly, but now they're set correctly. So sometimes you can just pull the eyelet out. So we'll try that. But this is also just the sample, you know. Okay, so I suspected this might be the case. The handheld one's easier to use for setting the eyelets, but again, I gotta be able to get in there. So, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to use the big one. The reason why I don't like to use the big one is the big one, it kind of works best upside down, and it's just like annoying. All right. Yeah. Okay. This is a huge frustration for me. So a little bit of my lore with this company is that I have this kind of theory that all their products are like almost perfect, but like the thing that holds them back is like the one thing that holds them back is always like real rough times to get over it, you know? So I'm going to try and use the handheld one, but just like jam it in there. All right, I'll just jam it in there. Oh, what the heck? So some company, I don't know. Oh, I was able to catch that eyelet. Yeah, these eyelets are not setting well with this tool. I actually think their grommets might be part of the problem. I'm gonna try setting one without a grommet and see. Oh, here we go. That's gonna help. Let's try. Let's try another. I don't like how they're setting on the outside. Now it could just be these eyelets are not great, but the first one's set. Oh, that one's not set. Okay. Well, that explains why that first one's set. Okay, that one looks so good. It hasn't been set yet. I also think I might be squeezing too hard, so we're gonna try being gentle. Okay, big improvement. Might have been too gentle. Yeah, there we go. Yep, okay. I have the settings perfected on the 5th one, which is also why you don't jump right to the leather. Because you gotta make sure your settings are correct. What I'm doing is there's like a little post I have to hook the hole in the eyelet over. But yeah, so see the various differences and smushes and how these two are perfect? That's because when you get the correct settings, you're good to go. And these little things are labeled, so I know that this is 2D, 2 and D. So I can go back to my notebook where I wrote all my notes for this project. Okay. And say 3mm eyelets on the CAD, that's this tool, 2D. All right, so next time I'll know. All right, now let us get the other pieces that we need to for 6. And then of course this bag, like, okay. They all went under my monitor stand. Okay, so we're gonna need 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the rest can go back in their bag. All right. So in theory, these next 6 should all set pretty pristinely because I have the correct settings. I do hate working with very tiny eyelets like this because what are you gonna do when they all escape? I should get into diamond painting and then get one of the, well, I guess I could just get one of those little diamond painting trays with the funnel, even if I don't get into diamond painting. All right, I'm gonna have to put these on like a piece of paper. All my years of using cocaine have prepared me for this moment. I'm just kidding. Okay, let's set the other 6 and then we can work out the length of the cord. All right. So I'm going to do the farther in row first. Because then when it'll just be easier to bend to get towards it. All right, and then we'll do the cord. Wow, I can't believe you can just like sit down at your desk and make a planner on a Monday afternoon. You can just do stuff. Yep. You can just do stuff. All right. There we go. All right, yeah, so the settings are great. Problem solved. Love that. Actually, no problem. No problems, because the thing is, you can't really be bad at crafts. No such thing. This whole stream concept is a lie. Oh, the little back fell off. That happens. You just don't want it to because it's not as cute when the back falls off. But technically, eyelets do not need grommets to function. Grommets just make them look cuter on the inside. So I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, perfect. All right, so now I need to deal with this one that got messed up earlier. And by got messed up, it's the one that I installed improperly. So the question is just, can I dig it out? Will I be able to? Let me get the eyelets a little bit out of the way. so the one that's messed up is this one right here. This is the one we need to remove. Oh. Okay, I think we're not going to be able to, so I'm going to try. See if I can punch through it. Yep. Okay, so I was able to punch through it. Oh, and I think I need to do this one as well. I'm just punching through the metal, trying to break the metal. Oh, Wallace and Gromit. Yeah. It's because that dog is holding the whole operation together. All right, so this first one is quite stubborn. So I think it's enough that I can get the stuff through it, the cord through it. And this is just, we're just trying to figure out the length of the cord. Like, it would be nice if this was also usable, but it's not, it's okay if it's not also usable. So. I'm just frustration. Always the little fiddly stuff that gets you in the end. Grommets, eyelets, tiny things. The thing is, because I had to widen the hole, it's very hard to get the eyelet to stay in the hole while I place the grommet. If you're wondering why I'm struggling on this one when I haven't struggled this hard on the others. Sometimes, see, this is why live crafting is gonna make you bad at crafts, because you can't edit all this stuff out. You can't time lapse all this stuff out, you know. I'm gonna punch this eyelet in the face. I'm gonna figure out what the face of an eyelet is and punch it right in its little socket right in the mouth. Well, the mouth is probably the giant hole. Maybe eyelets are just face. Okay, we got there, friends. We got there. All right. So we can now put away our shut right in the mouth, right in the kisser. All right, so we got it in there. So now we're gonna figure out the width, the length of the string and how we're gonna do the string. And I'll even add some charms. Okay. All right, so let me get these shards of metal off my desk. Okay, perfect. Now what we're gonna do is, or I'm gonna do, I don't know what you all are doing. Reading Buffalo Hunter x Hunter, perhaps. Like good little girls. Like good little witchlings. I mean, to be fair, I don't know, even if I got Buffalo Hunter x Hunter, if I would have the mental capacity in this moment to read it, but, you know. I see multiple ends, so I don't know like how big the pieces are. Like there's more than just two ends. But I'm really not getting any insight, so let's not worry about it. Okay. All right, so the first thing is, how are we going to prevent the fraying? So let me get this. Stop. Fraying. Fray repair adhesive. And we have to cut the tip off. Welcome back, Hanan. Yeah, sorry to Buffalo Hunter x Hunter. Okay. All right. Let me just... All right, so I think that we're gonna go in from the inside to the outside and then back in. All right, and then in and out. All right, so then the way they do it, they being the company, okay, is they just tie them in a knot. So I'm just gonna weight this so that when I tie it, I can't, you know, like I don't curl it. And so I'm gonna cut it. And then I'm gonna immediately fray check it. So it can be all right. So now we're just gonna do right over left. And then well, that was, okay. Let me actually do right over left. Right over left. And then left over right. And then that's a square knot. All right. So I don't think that's how they did it because their holes were, their strings were on the same side. So we want to, I think we want to do a kind of a knot where the strings are going to end up on the same side. Well, do we have to? I guess it doesn't quite matter. I wonder if I could just like tuck this string under. Let's think about knots. Are there any sailors in the chat? Anyone have a yacht? Can give me some knot ideas? Let me know. I'm very bad at tying knots. This is an area where I have less skill than the average person. All right, so first I want to kind of like even out my ends. Okay. You don't know the names of knots, okay. Hanan does not have a yacht. What? Allie, free space? Okay. All right, we did it. Look at that. We did it. That's a cute looking knot. We'll just tie it again. No, we can't do a double knot because you need to be able to write in them, right? This looks secure, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. All right, so a piece big enough to do this so we can prep our pieces is, let's see, this is, so our string is 8 times 2, so that's 16, plus another 12, so it's like about 28 inches. So I would say about 2 feet of string will be plenty. So I'm going to cut this into 2-foot sections. And then we'll fray check all of them. But I mean, there's 3. It's not like it's... Okay. And then... Okay. All right. Now, my only concern that I have is you're supposed to be able to put one notebook under this one and then like one notebook under this one. But if these strings are only 8 inches, oh, I see, because they're going to stretch bigger than your book. Oh, But this one, what if we should do like some kind of crosshatch design instead of 3 straight up and down like this? What if we need to do like 1 here, then there, then there. Is that gonna, does that make more sense? This is where we're running into problems that are caused by the fact that I haven't seen one of these in person before. So so I don't know. My phone is going crazy. Is that the witchwood? Is witchwood popping off? Hopefully it's the witchwood and not my family group chat. All right. Okay, so this one we're gonna shorten the strings. I should have done that before I cleaned up, but what are you gonna do? Yeah, in terms of reading, I pretty much only read unhinged romances and dark romances. And like occasionally I read real books, but that hasn't been going like great for me. But I did recently read, did I read like a real book recently? Does anyone know? Well, Hanan would know. Hanan like comments on statuses on Goodreads of mine sometimes before I know that my Kindle has made that status. I feel like Hanan knows what I'm reading more than I do. Honestly, Hanan, what am I reading? Tell me. Teach me your ways. But what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to make some of the books that would go inside of it. I can already tell, to like experiment with sizes and things. Oh, you know what we didn't make is the one that holds it all together either. We didn't make that. Okay. So the reason I'm very bad at tying knots, including shoelaces, this is my personal theory, is because my grandmother was left-handed. And so all the knot tying that she taught my father, she taught him always the left-handed way. Now he's not left-handed, okay? But he was the parent that was kind of home more during the day when we were growing up. So he taught us how to do a lot of stuff like, well, tying our shoes and things like that. And so he taught me the left-handed way. So I have, even when I'm looking at like knot instructions, I have trouble because even though I'm a right-handed person, everything I know about knots, I know left-handed. And so like, it just doesn't make sense to me, if that makes sense to you. You know what I mean? So I just really struggle to comprehend knots. All right, I did it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, look. That looks cool, yeah. Look at that. Okay. I'm gonna cut them a little shorter now. And I'm not gonna fray check them again because this is the sample. Okay. Love that. Okay. I want to lose a 1/2 inch from this flap right off the bat. I think we want to be not quite all the way at 6 inches on this front flap. So I'm just going to cut it right off. Yeah, that's going to make it, yeah. All right, so we need a notebook to put in there for sure. Now, supposedly Moleskines can go in these, so let's try it if we can make it work. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. There's a Moleskine in it. There's a Moleskine in it. Okay. What else have I got? Hello. Look at us just putting books in it. All right, so we've got 2 Moleskines and, okay. All right, oh my gosh. All right, so we don't want to go any shorter than 8.5 on the front because otherwise things will be exposed. Okay, and that goes like that. Okay, so now what we need to do, okay, is essentially find the center, which is kind of like roughly right here. So I'm just gonna make, just like, because this is the template, a little dot kind of right about where I think the thing needs to go, the thing that holds it closed needs to go. So right now we need to make the thing that holds it closed. Okay, so we know that this is 9 inches, so we know that halfway down is 4.5. So let's see how good my centering skills were. I would like you to be in awe, actually. I would like you to be in awe of my centering skills right now. Because, hello. This is 4.5. That's the dot. Yeah, yeah. Let's see. So these should be roughly 1/2 inch apart. Yeah. Once again, be in awe. That's a 1/2 inch right there. Okay. All right. So here's how this next piece works, which is that we put 2 more eyelets here, and then we do a big string that holds the whole thing shut. Thank you for being in awe. I appreciate it. All right, so now I am sad I'm going to have to do eyelets again, and there's no way I'm going to be able to do eyelets with the small one, so I'm going to have to do them with the big one. So basically I'm in hell is what I'm saying. So that's just something for me to like consider. Is I need to figure out a way to do these eyelets on the back without losing my mind. All right, so I think if I put the grommet in upside down in the tool, then I can put all right, good night, Hanan. Have a good one. We'll try to do more of these, and I'm going to try to do them in the afternoon, so hopefully they'll be at least somewhat convenient in the future for you. Yeah, we're just gonna say if you're sleeping, it doesn't count. I think that's fine. You know, I'm comfortable with that. Rose, are you comfortable with that? All right, so just trying to figure out how with these teeny tiny ones. Okay. Bye, Hanan. Have a good one. Okay. What if I put a little piece of tape to hold the grommet in place? Am I about to level up my brain? Yeah, look at that. All right, is that the best we can do? Oh, this one. Okay. I'm just not getting as clean of a back as I would like. but I think that's just the nature of this particular tool when you have to go in the middle. Okay. All right, so good enough. Now, I'm going to cut another little piece of craft text to act as a pen holder. And I'm just gonna cut like an 1.5 by 3 inch piece, I think. I know, Kitty, I know. Okay, so we'll cut that down. I'm gonna make a pen holder with this. Yeah, I know. You need attention. All right, so what we want is for this thing to be an 1.5 inches in from this edge. Actually gonna just do, yeah, that's what we'll do. All right, 1.5 inches. Actually, I think 1 inch will be fine. All right. And then I'm gonna just cut the ends off. So I want to just make a nice little 1 inch by 3 inch rectangle. And then I'm going to, yeah. All right. So we've got our little 1 inch by 3 inch rectangle. Now, I'm going to round the corners of it. Okay. And then actually, while I have this tool out, I'm going to round the corners of this. I'm going to take 1 inch off this other side though, because it's a little longer than it needs to be for sure. All right. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right, so with this thing, what I'm gonna do, and I'm just gonna eyeball it because I'm not that worried about it being perfect. Perfect. Is we're gonna just put 4 holes on it like this, okay? And when we weave our cord through it, it'll leave a little loop of elastic on the outside a pen can go through. So let's grab a piece of string. All right. So once again, fray check. Yes, Kitty. Yes, I hear you. You're doing great. Okay. Meow. I don't want the part that I'm fray checking to go fall on the floor. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go in and then back out. Actually gonna all right, so here's my little pen holder. Yep. When you're doing something with string like this, you can make a little quick aglet, like the thing on the end of your shoelaces, with a piece of tape. Just so you can, it's almost like a little quick and dirty needle, so that you can get it in and out of the holes without fraying. Okay, so the way that this works, okay, is when this is shut and it has the stuff in it, it's on the outside. So we need to come in through this hole and then back out through this hole. Okay. All right, let me get the other two books back in here so we can get an idea of thickness. All right. All right, so, okay, this piece we want it to be here. This is our pen holder. All right, so that's about the right spot. All right, so we have way more string coming out than we need to. Okay, so. All right, so let me think. Oops, our aglet fell off. Really, I guess we just need to tie it in a knot like this and then move the knot to because then this will pop off like so, and it'll just be hanging on the back. So we just need to put a knot. Really what we want is we want the knot here once we know the length. So So I think if I cut it like right about there, I'll have enough to tie. And then what I'm going to do, just so the elastic doesn't unravel, so I'm going to take a piece of painter's tape and encapsulate the end so that first of all, the blue will tell me where the end is, but also so it won't be unraveling while I'm there. Okay, so now that I know I have the correct length, all I have to do is just put the two ends in through these holes and then tie it in a knot inside. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna do that. Okay, and now we've got that. So oh no, way too big, way too big. That's okay. All right, let's try there. Okay, it's still a little too big, but it's not like too big at this point. But just so you know how the pen holder works, I mean, it's nothing fancy. But any pen can then sit on the outside of the book, so you can always have a pen. All right, so I think we need to lose another inch or so. Hey, I know. She has not gotten enough attention today. All right, there we go. Well, looks like I'm gonna have to cut that knot off, or else, because like my tiny pea brain cannot figure out how to deal with it. She's being so patient, Rose. She would like to thank you for recognizing how patient she's being, because other people don't seem to get it, you know. Her oppressors, you know. Her oppressors don't understand. All right, there we go. Yeah, that's the right length. So I'm thinking with the pen loop, we want it to be double thickness of the material used. That's no big deal, but We basically did it, Rose. What do you think? Did you think that you would be making a notebook today? When you woke up this morning? Did you think that was going to happen? That you were going to make a whole Louise Carmen roadbook dupe? All right, so we did it. I have completed my bad craft for today, which was figure out, basically make a proof of concept that I would not be wasting that leather if I were to use it to make one of these. You know what I mean? You had no idea, but I'm glad you're excited. I'm glad you're excited that you're on this journey. I'm glad you're on this journey. You know, stay tuned for more bad crafts, I guess. More bad crafts will be forthcoming. All right, let me get to the desk and we'll just do a little bye-bye. We'll do a little bye-bye. All right, let me see. Oh. Can you? Thank you. There you go. You did it. All right. Well, I mean, this is pretty much, we got there. We got there. Okay, so we've got our pen holder on the side. That's what this little extra little band is there. And then when we peel it back, we've got all of our notebooks inside. My gosh. Okay. I am going to want a thicker leather, I think. But let's round the corners. I forgot to do that. Kitty. Yeah, she's very mad, but that's okay. It's almost over, Kitty. It's almost over. I can't do it sitting right here, so we'll just not round the corners and call it good. All right. Woo. So we made it. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. Okay, so this has been episode 1 of Bad Crafts with Rin and episode 1 of, what did I call it? Goal getting streams. So the point of this series, Bad Crafts, is just, I'm just going to try new crafts and be bad at them. You know, I just need to free myself from the idea of being good at things, because that holds me back, you know? That holds me back from trying new stuff because I don't like being bad at stuff, and I got to get over it. I just got to get over it. So I'm going to just have you help me get over it. That's what this is going to be. This is going to be therapy for me, and I guess hopefully entertainment for y'all. And then also I have the goal getter streams, which will be streams just for me to finish my goals for 2025, including my reading goal and any other goals that I had. So these are probably going to be pretty informal and pretty much no warning, because they're going to happen like when I'm feeling the vibes. That's going to be the schedule. So hopefully in episode 2, we'll be working on the actual leather piece, and that we will not mess it up. So can't wait to see how that goes. But thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful afternoon, and I'll see you next time. Bye.